Yo guys, what is going on? Sam here, and today I'm bringing you my monthly reading log for April. I'm doing the same setup for the manga haul video. So again, if you guys like this one, let me know. I like it. I like it a lot better. It's easier to record, and I think it's a better look of the space. But yeah, so I'm gonna just jump right in and show you guys what I read this month. So just getting into my favorite thing that I read this month, and something that I loved. I haven't loved in this much in a very, very long time. Honestly, since Chainsaw Man. But funny enough, it's Fire Punched. The same guy who did Chainsaw Man, Tatsuki Fujimoto. If you guys have read Chainsaw Man and you haven't read Fire Punch, you guys need to stop whatever you're doing. I don't care if you're literally pooping, you're driving to work. You need to go buy all 8 volumes and read them like I did. I had bought 2 through 8 like a month ago, and I was just missing one. I found one. I got it on my Books A Million haul, or my shopping blog, I should say, technically haul. But so I started reading it because I had volume 1, and guys, this is one of my favorite series of all time. It goes it's a bit deeper and darker. It definitely feels more seinen. It is a shonen, surprisingly, but it feels more seinen than Chainsaw Man because it talks about deeper and more mature themes. But I'm telling you guys, this is awesome. It does hit a low point. The first 4 volumes are honestly a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, and then it gets a little weird and gets a little experimental, a little too experimental for my taste, but I still enjoyed it, and the ending is phenomenal. It's just so aesthetically pleasing. I love it very, very much. I haven't talked about what it's about, but basically it takes place in a frozen post-apocalyptic world where everything is just frozen. There's very little food, so basically there's these humans called blessings that have basically a quirk or whatever, and it's about these 2 siblings that have regenerative powers. And so the young boy, who the main character is, Agni, cuts off his limbs and uses it as food to feed the village. And one day, these big bad evil corporation, not evil corporation, but big bad people find them, see their village is full of cannibals, and kills them. And the one guy who was in charge of the militia group that killed them has firepower, and his firepower does not go out until the person dies. So he gets lit on fire. Agni gets lit on fire, and because he cannot die, he's just burning for years upon years, and he just learns to deal with the pain. And it's basically a revenge story, and it is freaking awesome and insane. I don't want to show anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but guys, this is phenomenal read. Please do yourself a favor and read Fire Punch. It's definitely not for everybody, so I can understand if you read it and you hate it, but it's an experience that I think you should experience regardless. It's a good read, and if you don't like it, it's definitely a very unique book that you got something out of, I think, personally. But yeah, Fire Punch was my favorite thing I read this month. Absolutely love it. I cannot wait for Chainsaw Man Part 2 to come out. I'm going to stop rambling and move on to the other books. But yeah, Fire Punch. Next up, we got a out of print and kind of expensive series. We have Wandering Island by Kenji Surata, who is also the same artist, mangaka, who did Eminon. This is his currently serializing work, even though it's on hiatus. Volume 1 is pretty hard to find. Volume 2 is very, very easy to find. It's overstocked everywhere. You can get it for less than $10. But Volume 1 is really, really out of print. It's really annoying like that. But this was really, really cool. It's got color in the first 8 pages. It's just beautiful, guys. There's a lot of just wide landscape shots, and just the pacing is very, very fast because sometimes there's very little dialogue or no dialogue at all, and I thoroughly enjoy this. I'm probably gonna reread it and read volume 2 at the same time because there is only 2 volumes. It's a very, very short read. I think it's 9 chapters in total, so I want to read it, give you guys my opinions on it, and if you should hunt it down, and if it's worth the price of getting for just this volume alone, because like I said, I doubt Dark Horse is going to reprint this, considering it's only 9 chapters in the whole series right now. I'm not sure what's going on, why it's been on hiatus for so long, but it's still up on I forget the magazine it's running in it, but it's still up on their website as being serialized in the magazine, so I'm not sure what's up. Just expect some great art. Basically, the story's about this girl. Her grandfather passes away. They run this shuttle service, delivery service on this small island. She finds an old package that has an address to an island that doesn't exist, and basically she just spends her time trying to find it, and she comes across it on like the first chapter, but ends up wrecking her ship, and so she spends most of the time trying to figure out where this island is, how it came to be, what's on the island, why she was stopped from getting on there, and just to fulfill her dead grandfather's like last delivery. And it's really, really wholesome. I like it a lot. Definitely one to check out. I want to read his other works now. Eminon's really short. I don't know what else he's done, but yeah, Wandering Island is definitely a great treat. Great visuals. I'm excited to read more. Next up, I talked a little bit about this in my manga haul, but we have Zom 100, and this might be like one of the coolest covers. It's not really crazy, but the covers reminds me of Splatoon. It's just really good. It's a really good cover. But basically, this was a really fun read. It's really funny and it's really thematic. I love it a lot. It does a really good job of paralleling working a dead-end job and feeling like a zombie to like actual zombies with the zombie apocalypse. And it's definitely just really fun. Basically follows this guy. He hates his job. He literally turned into a zombie because of it. He's missed out on so much like just life activities and stuff because he has to work like 80 hours a week. And then the zombie apocalypse happens and he doesn't have to go to work anymore. He absolutely is like living his best life. And it's just really funny and really quirky. I don't want to open up because there's some nudity and I don't feel like censoring it, but yeah, it's really fun. It's a really good, really quick read. It's kind of pricey. I did buy this at full retail. I think at Barnes & Noble. There's only like 3.5 chapters, so I don't know if it's totally worth it for the cover price, but if you can get it on a sale or buy it on RightSift where you don't have to pay cover price, I definitely recommend it. But at cover price it's a little too steep, even though I did enjoy it. I did think it's a really good series and fun to check out. I don't know if it's gonna get bad or if it's gonna suck more like in the future, but this was a really solid volume 1. A lot of places were pushing it. I know a lot of people talked about it, but I definitely recommend this if you can get it at a discount. But yeah, Psalm 100, Volume 1. I'm definitely going to keep reading this one. Next up, we have probably my favorite thing to read as I buy, Spy Family Volume 4. Just another really good volume. Not as good as Volume 3. I loved Volume 3 last month, but this was still really solid and a really fun read. I pretty much read these as they come out, and I just can't get enough of them. I know Volume 5 comes out in June, so I'd definitely be reading that. But yeah, it just continues the adventures and I think Lloyd trying to save Westalis or whatever. I forget the names or whatever, but they're still trying to create peace between the two countries, and they get a cute ass dog in this, and I love this dog. I want a dog. I want a fluffy dog like this. But yeah, Spy Family Volume 4. I don't really have much else to say. If you're not reading it, I mean, you're probably reading it, everybody's reading it, but if you're not reading it, you should get on it. Now's a great time. You can binge read it and then be mad that you have to now wait like the rest of us. So yeah, Spy Family Volume 4. Next up, the thing I've been reading the most this month, aside from Fire Punch, is Jujutsu Kaisen. I read Volume 0 and then 1, not in this order, but I read Volume 0 and 1 through 9 this month. And then I said, I don't feel like waiting, so I started reading online, and I'm almost at after like 100 or something. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, something else I just can't praise enough. It's really, really solid. It's really good shonen. If you're a fan of shonen in any capacity, you gotta read Jujutsu Kaisen. You probably already are reading Jujutsu Kaisen. But yeah, this is just getting really crazy. The Shibuya arc is really fun. Lots of craziness going on. The art is insane. Gege Akutame is drawing out of their entire life. I mean, this fight is awesome, guys. But yeah, I don't want to spoil that too much. Just read it. It's not as good as Chainsaw Man, and honestly, if I didn't read Chainsaw Man, I probably would have liked this a lot more, and I think that's why everyone's so hyped over it. So I hope that doesn't like mess up like Chainsaw Man the anime when it comes out. People are like, oh, it's just a ripoff of Jujutsu Kaisen, because it's not. It's way better, guys. I'm sorry. I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but Chainsaw Man is on a whole new level. Tatsuki Fujimoto is just amazing. And I don't want to keep, everybody's reading this, I don't want to keep going on, but Jujutsu Kaisen has me hooked, and I can't wait to read more, and continue with the series. Next up, we have Soul Eater, Volume 13. I read 11, 12, and 13. but I'm just showing the latest volume. I haven't been too fond or too much in love with this series for a while. These last couple volumes have been a bit better, and I've been more engaged with what's going on. But honestly, like from like volume 7 to like honestly like 10, 11, it's just been kind of like meandering around. The pace has really dropped, and I don't know. I love this cover. I actually really like Black Star. He's not somebody I would probably really like in general, but he's just a really cool, really passionate guy, and I just really respect that. And I love Tsubaki. She's easily the best girl in this series, next to Blair. Blair's really cool too. But yeah, I'm hoping it gets better as it goes on. It's just, I don't know, it's just something that I haven't been loving, and it gets harder to read every volume. But like I said, it's got me more engaged recently in these last couple volumes, so I'm hoping the pace picks back up. The first like 6 volumes kind of peaked the series in my opinion, so gonna finish it so I can move on to Fire Force. I really want to start Fire Force. I read the first chapter, and it was really good, so I just want to finish Soul Eater. It's something I've started forever ago and want to get back into and finish. I read 3 volumes, hopefully 14 and on, keep the pace going. But yeah, here's the Soul Eater. Next up, I have Tenjo Tenge, and I read volumes 2 through 4 of the omnibus, so that's like, there's 2 in 1, so that's 6 volumes. I read them pretty much back to back. This had me hooked, guys. If you don't know, Tenjo Tenge is about a high school that specializes in martial arts and old kung fu techniques, and it's just zany, over-the-top craziness. So if you like crazy, foreign kung fu Asian flicks, you'll definitely really like this. This is not for everybody. There's a lot of stupidness and silliness, but it's really fun. There's fun action, just intense battles, and tons of bodacious hot babes. So yeah, Tenjo Tenge, I really have been enjoying this, guys. It's nonsensical, over the top, like I said. It's about high school kids killing each other. It's really stupid, but it's really hard to explain the plot without making it sound completely dumb and idiotic. If you just like over the top fighting, this, you can't get better than Oh Great. Tenjo Tenge is his first work. I'm really liking it. He has like 2 of the omnibuses, which is like all backstory, so you learn a lot, and that's pretty risky, honestly, to do for a writer, to stray away from the main cast, like, and just learn about it. But there's really good character development. You get motivation for the villain and what's going on, and just like why they are the way they are, and even the main character gets kind of developed in a kind of a negative way, and you kind of just get new angles, and it's just really fun. I'm making it sound deeper than it is, but Tenjo Tenge has been a lot of fun. It's just mindless stupidity, and I love it very much. It's very short. There's only like 11 omnibuses. I have the last 5 coming in soon, so I've been holding off reading 5 and 6 because I'm waiting for 7 and on to arrive. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I can't wait to finish this and see where the rest of the story goes. So yeah, Tenjo Tenge. And lastly, I technically read Madoka Box, or I finished the last couple chapters I was on for Madoka Box. This isn't available in English. I didn't read this is in Japanese, but I read the scans online because it's not available in English. And I finished this month. I had started this back in like November, I think, and I was reading it pretty consistently up until about February, and I just stopped. I was like 10 chapters away, and I just wanted to finish it. I just was like, hey, I should finish this. I started this forever ago. But yeah, Madoka Box is awesome, guys. This is one series that I really wish they printed in English. It really just honestly redefines the shonen genre. It takes it and just flips it on its head, and it's just really interesting. The last kind of 2 final arcs, I'm not a fan of. I honestly think the manga should have ended like 2/3 of the way through, just because that arc is just so unique, and it just makes perfect sense for what this is and what it does. It's like a non-traditional battle manga, if that makes sense. It's not like Bakuman, because there are fights and stuff, but there's like, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but basically it's about this high school full of kids that they're not super powered, but they have abnormal abilities, and it's just really cool. That's the best way to explain it. I don't really know how to explain it. It's just very weird. It's Nisio Isen who does the Monogatari series, and I forget the artist's name, but they usually work together. This is fun. I'm glad I read it. Like I said, the last kind of third of the series is it just feels like it's tying up loose ends because it has to, and doesn't really feel justified, honestly. I would have much rather that just ended it better than force in some tie-ins that I could have lived without with the way they did things. But yeah, this is the last thing I read. Glad I finished it. Definitely would still pick it up in English, even though, like I said, the last third is kind of whatever. But yeah, that's what I read this month, guys. hopefully you guys are reading lots of stuff too. I'd love to hear down in the comments what you're reading, if you've read anything that I read or anything different, anything you recommend. Always love to hear it. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been rambling on for far too long, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.